Welcome to Decades of Horror, the 1980s.
I've lived for almost 10,000 years. Believe me, you have no idea what that means. Boredom. Everlasting and hideous boredom. And the deodorant I have gone through. None of them seem to last very long in this heat.
This is episode 289, recorded July 10th, 2025.
Gruesome Magazine.
My name is Jeff Mohr, and this podcast is about horror films released between 1980 and 1989. Each episode, my co-hosts Bill Mulligan, Crystal Cleveland, Chad Hunt, and I will tackle another classic or not so classic film from this radical, gory, influential, and gruesome decade. We got the not so classic one out of the way last episode. First up is Crystal Cleveland, actress and YouTuber. How you doing, Crystal?
I'm good. I'm good. This is a fun one.
It is. It is. Next up is Chad Hunt. One of those guys I know. I sometimes call him Todd. Comic book artist and co-host of Decades of Horror, the classic era and the 1970s. How you doing, Chad?
I'm good, Will. I'm doing very good.
Will.
Today.
Yep.
I'll be
William.
hunting.
Yeah.
And last but not least is Bill Mulligan, writer, director, special effects guru, co-host of Decades of Horror, the 1970s and Decades of Horror, the classic era, and an all-around nice guy and a published author. How you doing, Bill?
Yep.
And there is Rom.
Rom.
And there's Chad.
Well, thank you, Les. Because
You're
that'd be
welcome,
that'd be a great name, Les Mohr.
Okay. Well, actually,
Of course.
now see, stories. There's stories. So in Tombstone, Arizona, at Boot Hill, there's a gravestone that says, "Here lies what's left of Lester Moore, 2 slugs from a 44, no less, no more."
Okay. Good times. Good
Guffaws.
times.
Guffaws.
The good old
Brains
days.
on point today.
Yeah.
On this.
Just get to Philomena, will you?
Yep.
Huh?
I said, just get to Philomena, will you?
I'm lost.
Yeah.
I'm so lost too. I'm so lost.
My talent is wasted here. I swear to God.
If you're not making a reference to something that happened like in the 60s or 50s,
I'm making a reference to something that happened 5 minutes ago.
Philomena?
Yeah, if you could get a name right, we'd be doing okay.
Bleh.
We've only been calling each
I
other
didn't know we
by
switched
not our
sex.
names for the last.
But that's
10
okay.
minutes.
I like Philomena.
Yeah.
Philo for short.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
What do we do on this podcast?
Well,
That's
first
a
up,
good
though,
question.
we partner with Play Now Media is one of the things we do. And you can see our episodes on some of their streaming channels. Play Now Media has over 50 niche streaming channels. And in particular, Decades for the 1980s is on the Wicked Horror TV channel. We have a special promo you could use to subscribe to that channel. So if you use the promo code DOH80, DOH all caps 80, you will get 20% off your first payment. So if you sign up for the monthly fee, which is $6.99 a month, you'll get $1.40 off. But if you sign up for the annual fee, which is $50 a month, you'll get $10 off. So only $40 for a year, which Daphne calculated out to $3.33, 0.33333. Anyway, a month. So heck of a deal. That's like half price, guys. Anyway, check them out. They got a lot of good stuff there. A lot of the movies that we do, the next movie we do will be something that's on there, I'm pretty sure. All right. On this podcast, we start by giving some basic details of the film we're covering, followed by each of our first impressions of the movie, and then we'll move into a general discussion of whatever trips our trigger and taglines. There are taglines, I think. And spoiler alert, if you haven't seen this movie, you need to go watch it first if you don't want to be spoiled, because we're going to
spoil the bejeebers out of it.
Yes, we are. That's what we do. We
the bejeebers.
Yeah. And as you know, my new persona Philo talks even more than Jeff used to, so I just can't shut up. All right, our film this episode is Vampire Hunter D from 1985. That picture is of the left hand, a symbiote of Vampire Hunter D. The director.
Don't ask too many questions about it, because you're not going to get any explanation.
Well, yeah, no, except he has a different voice. And I'm gonna royally mess up these names. It's directed by Toyoo Ashida, written by Yasushi Hirano. It's a screenplay from the 1983 novel Kaiyuki Hanta D by Hideyuki Kikuchi, and who is the writer, and Yoshitaka Amano, who is the artist of the novel. We'll talk about that a little bit later. The cast includes Kanito Shiozawa, Michi Tamazawa, Saitsu Kato, Sotako Kafuji, Kazuyuki Sogabi, Matamu Kayokawa, Yusaka Yara, and Ichiro Nagai. Production company is Ashi Productions Companies, as well as CBS Sony Group and Epic Sony and Movic. Release date in Japan was December 12th, 1985. It was released in Cleveland on March 27th, 1992. I suspect a festival maybe or something. And
that's very specific.
Otherwise, March 26, 1993 in the U.S., also known as the title of the novel, Katsuki Hanta D. And the synopsis: in a post-nuclear holocaust world in the year 12,090 AD, the 10,000-year-old vampire Count Magnus Lee chooses Doris Lang to be his next bride. She hires a mysterious half-vampire, half-human vampire hunter known only as D to protect her from the powerful vampire lord and escape her ill-fated destiny. Dun, dun, dun. And I love that hand. That hand is cool. For a long time, I couldn't figure out what the heck was going on. We kept hearing this voice. I'm like, what the?
Yeah.
Anyway, well, this one is Chad's pick. It's now time for first impressions. So, Chad, why'd you pick this? When did you first see it? What are your impressions?
First time I saw this, I was just getting into anime. The only anime I had seen up to that point was Akira. And my buddy at the time, he owned a comic shop, so he was up on all this stuff. And he said, I just heard there's a movie out just like this, an anime movie, and it's about a vampire. It's a horror movie, just like Akira. And I was like, what? And so the next Orlando Con we went to, you know how there's usually a dealer there that has very sketchy VHS tapes, that you can purchase. And it was there. He had a copy of it. So, thanks for changing my name. But so I watched it and fell in love with it. I can't remember if at the time it was in English or subtitled at all, but it probably wasn't. Usually those bootleg type movies were not translated over to English, and nor did they have subtitles at all. But you didn't really need them that much to tell what was going on in the story at the time. But yeah, I fell in love with this movie. It's one of my favorites right after Akira. It is my favorite right after Akira as far as old time. And it got me into other horror-based ones like The Bow, Guyver. and stuff like that that I just love to this day and still go back and watch. But watching it again, it's been a few years since I've watched it. It spawned a couple of sequels. It's based on the novels that I never read any of because I had no idea that there were so many of them, nor the manga because I could never get a hold of any of those either at the time. So I just sort of just said, well, I'll just stick with the movies then and watch the movies. So not a sequel, but a different adaptation of one of the novels called Bloodlust came out around in 2000. I bought that one as well, and it's just an amazing series and an amazing movie. Kind of Vampire Hunter D, the original, kind of tame or a little not as sophisticated animation wise as animation is now. But at the time, when you're used to watching Bugs Bunny cartoons and Transformers and stuff like that on TV, this was something different, something new that we didn't have here on American TV. Usually cartoons of that nature, Transformers, G.I. Joe, they were basically commercials to sell toys. This is an art form, in Japan, and it truly is. You don't get too involved in the intricacies of the story because there are no really. You just go along with whatever silly thing happens, like the left hand with the face on it. You just kind of go along for the ride with it, and I love it. I love it to this day, and I saw it show up on Shudder, the English dubbed version and the original with subtitles, and as soon as I think I substituted it for something I had, Dead Heat or something like that I had picked at one point, and this showed up, and I just went for this one because I love this movie so much.
Excellent. I appreciate that. And Crystal, how about you?
Hey. Okay, so this is the first time I've seen this one as well. Like, I do love anime and mangas, but I don't have time to get involved in them or to like them. So I usually try to avoid them because once I start liking something, then I want to watch it and get into it and like absorb it. And so this is an interesting one. Akira is amazing. And I've really loved Howl's Moving Castle. That was actually one of my favorites as well. But I like this one. Don't get me wrong. I need to explain this. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I'm glad I watched it. But I do feel like a lot of stuff is left unsaid and it's confusing. Maybe it's because I've never read any of the books or whatever behind it, but I know what a Dhampir is only because I've watched other shows with Dhampirs in them as well, but I'm not sure how the whole story plays out because he mentions specifically a Dhampir is not a vampire and a human, but a noble and a human. So I'm assuming all nobles are vampires. I don't know. That's confusing.
In this world, the vampires are all called the nobility. It's sort of a class of people that are all vampires. Okay,
so see, that's something that we don't know that, like, otherwise, so if you don't know the world, I think it could be a little bit difficult to understand. Clearly he is like related to Dracula somehow in some way because they make reference to that. But it's interesting that his daughter is also a Dhampir, but how does she not know it? The story's confusing. It doesn't make nearly as much sense as it should. However, I did enjoy it. I really liked it. I really liked the music. Actually, I really thought that the voice actors were very good as well. I enjoyed them a lot. I mean, I guess really watching this, it just made me kind of want to know more about the backstory so I could understand it better because I feel like I was a little bit lost. But it's not anything too crazy. I mean, you can kind of figure it out for the most part, but there was some confusing parts about this. And of course, it's very silly. It's a very simple story. Like literally, he just goes to save this girl who is supposed to be married to this vampire, this noble vampire or whatever. And there's apparently Dracula, which I'm assuming is supposed to be the original vampire in this legend or lore. I don't know. But I did enjoy it. And I definitely think now I'll probably take Chad's suggestion and watch the other one because he said it's better. So I'm going to check that out too.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Bill Mulligan.
Okay, so well, I'm so happy you picked this because I love this and it has such a history for me. It was probably late 80s, so it hadn't been out for very long. I was living in Denver, Colorado, and there was a group of college students who were an anime club, and they were getting tapes from friends of theirs in Japan. And these were probably second generation copies, so they weren't always the best, but it was better than anything else we could get. And that period of time was, a really interesting time in anime because some great stuff came out. We had Akira, we had this movie, we had Wicked City. If you were a little more adventurous, Arutsuka Doji, Dirty Pair, Space Cobra. These didn't necessarily, except for Akira, they didn't always have the full animation. But what they substituted was a lot of style. And so with these, some of I tended to think back then of Japanese animation as like Speed Racer, like very limited animation, lots of shortcuts because the budget, that's what they had to work with. But they got around that by having just amazing color, amazing composition, just light years ahead of most American animation. And this was one of the ones I got. Now, there was no dubbing at all. So needless to say, when in the middle of what was a reasonably straightforward vampire hunter in the future with mutant story, his left hand turns out to have a face and talks to him. And I'm like,
oh yeah,
where the hell did this come from? One day I'll see this in English and it all makes sense. And now I have, and no, it doesn't. But what I didn't realize, I only really found it out now looking up about all this, is just how huge this is. This is the novels that it was based on are some of the best-selling novels in the world. And everything about this is well known everywhere, except apparently here. So yeah, to us, we feel like we've been thrown in the middle of something. And I kind of like that there was no exposition. And since it was in Japanese, it wouldn't matter if there was, I wouldn't understand it. But I guess to a lot of audiences who are fans of this, they didn't need any. They knew all this. They knew why he had a face in his hand. Well, I did. I love this. I have not seen the sequel. And I am told that it is better animated and truer to the original art concept, which I really love. The artist who's behind all this. Obviously, they couldn't do that. This guy illustrates every strand of hair. That would be pretty hard to get away with. But I would like to see Bloodlust. But I still like this. It is a pretty simple story. It avoids some of the tropes that are kind of annoying in anime, like the annoying little kid. Dan's actually okay. I wasn't rooting for him to die, as I often am when I'm watching something Japanese and they have some little guy that I guess we're supposed to root for, and I'm just like, kill him, Megalon. But yeah, it is adult. That was a little bit of a revelation too. It's like, oh, nudity in a cartoon. That's a new one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Then like the next thing I watched was Aruka Doji, and I'm like, oh, about my head exploded.
That's a big step.
That's a big step. I'll tell you, one day we got to do it. But I'll tell you the story then of finding this in the children's section of the local video store.
Wow.
Yeah,
it's cartoons, right?
Yeah, it's a cartoon.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I really like this. It really kind of got me going on the whole. I love vampires. I hate vampires, but I love vampires. And the idea of a Dhampir. And one day, mark my words, if I live long enough, you'll see a book published by me that has a lot of exploring the idea of a Dhampir, because if that's how it's pronounced, I've heard it pronounced different ways. because they're interesting and there's so much you can do with them. We all know the rules of vampires, but what are the rules of Dompiers except for Blade? That hasn't really been explored. And I can imagine it might depend on the vampire, might depend on the human. Was the dad a vampire and the mom a human? Was the mom a vampire and the dad a human? Who knows? Make up your own rules, folks. So this is just a lot of fun. And watching it again now, I really liked it even more. I was fully prepared to have one of the, I really liked it at the time, but having seen a lot of stuff since then, it doesn't quite hold up. No, this actually worked pretty well. There's a lot of stuff I'd forgotten, and it worked really well. It's super entertaining and part of a big world. Like I know, like what Crystal was saying, there's an awful lot that's not explained, but that's kind of cool. Because I hate it when people explain things because they always say like, as you know, It's like, well, why are you having this conversation? You know it, and he knows it, and she knows it. Why are you talking? You just like the sound of your voice, don't you? And it's just so spoon-fed to you. There's that fine line of explaining too much and not explaining anything and being confused. And this one, I think it threads that needle pretty well. So thanks for picking it. I'm really, really happy. Happy to watch it again.
Excellent. Yeah, I thank Chad for picking it too. I know we talked about it. I think the title came up when we did Akira. Possibly. I've heard about it. Chad talked about it before of wanting to do it. And so when I saw it on Shudder, I thought, sure, Chad's going to jump on that. So I liked it a lot. I think I picked up most of it. I know there's parts of the lore that I didn't get. But it's one of those, a lot of these Japanese movies like this is like, there's no explanation of the powers that somebody has. They just, all of a sudden they just burst out in a scene and you go, oh, they can do that. Okay. That's, and you're right, Bill, that to have somebody go, he's a Dampier. That means he'll be able to do this and this and that. So, but you could tell people spoke about it in awe in some way. So I enjoyed the heck out of it. And I thought the Count was a perfect picture of a 10,000-year-old bored guy. Half the scenes, he's just sitting on his throne like this. And the little kid who doesn't, he's always trying to help. He causes some problems, but he's always trying to help. He's not quite as big as he thinks he is, but he does do some helpful things. So anyway, I liked it, and the animation is very simple. And I read somewhere about how it was very low budget, so they couldn't get really elaborate with it. But it works. I think it's got some cool stuff. A couple of things that. And what were they? There was a couple things. Well, you know what? Just for grins here, since we're have now done first impressions, that means it's now time for taglines with Chad.
Yay!
That will be played by his own self.
Okay, taglines from Vampire Hunter D. The good, the bad, and the undead.
Yeah, I like that. Come on, you gotta like that.
I guess it does give us a little bit of the Western thing, which is something to mention. This is a Western,
very much
science fiction horror anime.
Right, and it's got a lot of callbacks to spaghetti westerns and to old
I take
horror
it
movies
back.
and stuff.
The Man with No Name type movies.
Yeah.
When our darkest dreams become real, reality becomes a nightmare.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they had that one just sitting.
Playing with words.
Okay. Yeah.
When I'm sleeping and I wake up, then I'm woke up and I'm not sleeping.
Then I'm awake. Thus the vampire hunters are born.
What?
There's only one.
Yeah. Oh. Thus.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't see how he was born.
So saith we all.
I think there's supposed to be more.
Yeah.
I know there's more of them.
That other dude said he was a vampire hunter. Remember? that
Yeah,
loser
that's right.
did with this little light that he,
Yeah.
that's
and a
funny.
werewolf hunter. Her,
Oh yeah, her
yeah,
dad
dad
was
was
a
a
werewolf hunter. Mm-hmm.
The first animated horror film for adults in the children's section.
Yeah.
Okay, I call shenanigans on that one.
Yeah. What would have beaten it? First.
Fritz the cat.
Well, that's not horror.
Does it?
It
does say Anna.
Okay. What about heavy metal?
That's sci-fi, more or less.
Could be.
What about the old pornographic Popeye films?
What?
Graphic Popeye films?
Oh yeah, oh
Count?
yeah, oh yeah.
Only Jeff would know about that.
Well, you got it. I had a buddy, a friend when I was in school. His dad was in the Navy, and he had these little reels in his locked in a box there.
Oh, Popeye!
Oh my god.
Anyway,
Oh boy.
all right.
You don't want to know what
Anyhow.
happens to Poop Deck Pappy.
That's right. That's right. And that's been Taglines with Chad.
Chad's our hero, cool and rad. With him reading taglines, they can't be that bad.
I think we're starting to get in time better. Crystal's getting bored by her own tune. All right.
She's thinking in her brain how she could have done it differently.
Yep. Every
Yep.
single time, and I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Every time.
You can tell by the look in her eye.
It's like the actors, they can't watch themselves because they're
Yeah.
thinking all the stuff they should have done. Right?
yeah,
we love
how
it,
you could have
so.
done it
It's
better.
perfect.
Yes, we
It
love
is.
it.
Thank you.
All right.
I love you all.
Well, Bill's rustled up some posters here.
Okay,
Oh,
that's
that-
beautiful.
So that
Okay,
is
it's beautiful.
Isn't that
That's
gorgeous?
the artist, right?
Yeah.
From the novel, not the whoever.
And this may be the cover of the book, or it may be something that in Japan they used the cover of the book for the anime, even though clearly, again, there's no way they could have done with their budget in 1985 an anime that captures this. Although there is one called Angel's Egg by the same artist that comes pretty damn close to being able to actually show this. And one day I'll pick it and you'll know what the word inexplicable really means. So here's this guy, and I don't have his name in front of me.
It's Yashitaka. We get his first name.
Yeah.
I think it's
That on the bottom, that is Angel's Egg. That's the cover of Angel's Egg, which is
I
a
see it. That's cool.
completely metaphorical, beautiful fantasy. It's virtually plotless, but it's absolutely amazing stuff. And I love his art. I didn't realize he may be the most successful living artist if Wikipedia is to be believed. He's like raking in tens of millions of dollars a year. He's, they'll do exhibitions of his stuff in some of the big cities, and I could have filled up 100 panels with some of his things. It's all over the place. Some of it is this very beautiful gothic androgynous line work,
and
then
that
some of it
one
is,
you're talking about.
Angel's Egg at the bottom.
Angel's Egg, yeah.
And then some of it is very bright colors, cartoony.
Sorry.
Oh, that Doris. There, I mean, like that one at the top. I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, that's wild. It's so different from
Mhm.
the other stuff. It's cool.
So some of the stuff reminds me of. You familiar with a horror artist named Thomas Canty? I think his name was.
No.
Yeah. See, I didn't look this up ahead. There it is. Maybe not.
The top picture looks very reminiscent of the Shoei Godzilla covers that came out in this multicolored and cartoony looking and that kind of thing. I don't know if this is probably not the same guy.
It doesn't
Same
feel
style.
like. I hope I didn't screw up when I found these, but as far as I know, this is by the same person. The top art and the bottom art couldn't be more different.
Yeah.
In terms of, so this guy's range is all over the place.
Jeff, if you go back to that first picture, the one before that, the cover.
Wow.
If you look at that, when I first saw this, I was like, man, I want to see this animated.
Yeah.
This is so intricate and delicate, but yet it's very powerful, and it's not traditional anime. Right. It's with the big giant eyes, and this is very grounded in realism, and I hope one day to see a Vampire Hunter D movie more in the vein of this now, sure. especially with computer.
They probably right
now they could probably pull it off a little easier now, but it's so beautiful and so graceful, and it's just amazing to look at.
Yeah,
you could stare at that picture for an hour and pick out different
Well,
things.
These are just to keep going there. These are plates that were in the actual novel that came out in 1983 that he did, and his name is Yoshitaka Amano. And they give him credit in the at least in IMDb as original character designer, but the characters don't really look a lot like that I saw in these plates.
Oh, it's inspired, and again, I'm not the guy who would have to draw every single line of these flowing dresses and hair. To animate that would just be an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
This is gorgeous stuff, though.
Just amazing stuff.
A couple more. Yeah. And obviously two-tone, they weren't color plates.
But just in terms of for the folks listening to this, it's hard to describe. There's more to being and Chad knows this, to being a great comic book artist than just being able to draw, people punching each other. Some of the greatest artists weren't necessarily people like Steve Ditko, people who could, they didn't have this kind of detail or artwork, but the composition and the ability to draw a page where your eye would naturally flow from panel to panel without even realizing it, just by the placement of how the characters are moving and everything. This guy's composition is amazing.
It is. Each picture tells its own story. It tells you. Then they would show these type of drawings at the beginning of a chapter, and then as you would read through the chapter, you would recall the drawing.
Yeah.
So what he drew at the beginning of that chapter sort of became your vision of what you're reading, and informed your brain that this is what these characters look like, and you sort of see that flow in your mind you're sort of animating it in your mind, I guess you would say, as you're reading. And it's just amazing stuff. It's so elegant. I've never seen somebody.
And Chad, you raise a good point too, because I'll bet that's even more important when we finally do get these novels, because I am going to seek them out now and read them. We're going to be reading a translation from the original Japanese into English. And the unfortunate thing when you do that, and this is true for any foreign language written material, I got to imagine some of the poetry is lost.
Yeah.
And, so you're probably getting a very straightforward translation, and that may not sing the way it did in the original language. Having those illustrations there could probably go a long way to putting some of that poetry back in to your imagination as you're reading it.
And not many books do that anymore. At all. I mean,
that's true.
Yeah, and that's sort of a sad thing to me, because I used to read the Doc Savage novels and stuff like that, and there would always be a drawing every other chapter or so of what was going on, and I'm kind of miss that in novels, but I guess it's sort of cheesy to do it now. But these type of drawings here are
more likely it's too expensive. But
yeah.
So here's another actual poster, I think.
Very nice.
That's cool.
Kind of that one's sort of capturing a little kind of midway between the original illustrations and the anime.
They're kind of like block prints, the white and black.
Black and white can be gorgeous when it's done right.
You have to know how to do it. You have to know. You have to know where to place those blacks and to make it look dramatic. And
well, these really invoke a feeling of motion. With the swirl of the cape and the position of the sword. All right, where am I at here? So
That's one of the cool things.
I
This
love that
this
too.
world, this
The
universe
DVD
that it
cover,
takes
yeah.
place in, we've got laser rifles and we've got swords,
Mhm.
and both have their place,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool.
So there was a lot of cool shots in the movie where the moon is in the background. I think it opens with a picture of that castle back with the moon in the
Yeah.
backdrop, and that castle is very odd,
Right.
intricate
Mhm.
looking.
Apparently, the
otherworldly.
nuclear war also pulled the moon much closer to the Earth.
Yeah.
which, might explain why things are so screwed up. And here
This
was
What's
be
in
a-
front of him there? What is that?
His horse's head.
his cyber horse.
Cyber horse.
horse's head.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay.
He's-
I was
he's
like,
right.
that doesn't. Oh, I see it now. God, that was.
I know.
Like it-
Sometimes yeah.
Oh yeah. Now that I'm
Happens to me all the
saying,
time.
what was she seeing? Now I can sort of see what you saw, which was not a horse.
Yeah, that's not a horse. Yeah.
Sort of looks like his torso if you look at it.
Yeah.
certainly.
Yeah, it's just weird.
So that's apparently.
And where did he get the cyber horse? At
40th
Cyber Horse R Us?
anniversary.
I
So
don't
that
know.
would have been from 2000. What? 40th anniversary would have been 2025 from 1985.
It's
That's
only
So I missed my chance to see
Oh,
this.
well, Shudder, Sentai, High Dive, and a theater release. Yeah.
Yeah.
they
I
really
would
Oh,
like to
have
okay,
see
yeah,
this in the
yeah.
theater.
The writer's name is well, we're talking about the book writer, right?
Yeah.
Hideyuki Kikuchi.
Better you than me trying to pronounce these. I might start international.
I'm sure I got it. I'm sure it's wrong.
Gesundheit.
So he did Wicked.
What did you
City,
say about my mother?
Oh,
Yeah, he did.
Wicked City,
He did
that's
Wicked
right, yeah.
City and Dark
Mhm.
Side Blues. I haven't seen Dark Side Blues. I love Wicked City, and I can sort of see once again Wicked City. A bit more exposition in that one because there had to be. But we are dumped in the middle of a story that has been going on for a long time.
Yeah.
And I like that. Again, Wicked City, I got that the same way Chad got Vampire Hunter D. Went to a convention and they were selling what they used to call the gray market.
Mhm.
Wasn't the black market where you're just like stealing stuff. And it wasn't, I guess, the white market where you're just selling things from the studios. These were movies that had no legitimate release. So are you really breaking the law when you make copies? Yes, you are. But it's not quite the same as like taking something and making a copy, buying it at Walmart, then making 100 copies and selling it. So I got Wicked City, and it was actually a pretty good copy. And again, in Japanese, no explanation, trying to make sense of this bizarro movie.
But it's too cool for school.
Too cool for school. And again, it's not full animation, and they get away with that by being really clever. And in some ways, it's like I wonder if the anime market has changed now with AI and everything else. Now that everything is possible, you can just say, hey, do this, and it spits it out. Whereas back then they had to be kind of smart about it. And it's like the same thing. Why is Jaws so good? Because the damn shark didn't work.
Mhm.
It's one of the reasons. And because the shark didn't work, he had to use a little thing called suspense. Now, Spielberg was a genius. I'm sure it would have been a great movie regardless. But I think it's a better movie for not seeing the shark. All the subsequent Jaws movies have had more shark, and they've all been inferior.
Yeah.
Sometimes less is more.
So I've seen these other ones listed. Demon City, Shinjuku.
Yes, I have seen that one. That was good.
Yeah.
It wasn't as good as Wicked City, though.
I thought I saw another one and I'm not seeing it. Okay. I guess that was the main other one that sounded horror. A Wind Named Amnesia.
Seems to like the color blue.
Lita, The Fantastic Adventure of Yoko. Anyway.
You can't go by the titles with anime.
And they're novel at it. He did novels of those. Anyway. It's good stuff. So yeah, I've now seen two movies based on his writing. Well, we talked about the artist, so let's get into our characters. D, the vampire hunter named D.
And ironically, the character we probably know the least about.
Yeah.
he doesn't
Because
say
we don't
much.
even know his real name. I mean,
Okay,
and you assume D is Dampier, but then
Yeah.
he's obviously related to Dracula. So it's
Right.
very confusing.
that's my question. When the Count is saying something to him about, "Are you the sacred ancestors?" and then
Obviously.
dies, is
That's
he
gotta
talking
be
about
his.
Dracula?
Yeah,
that's the
obviously.
assumption. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it,
It's highly regarded or highly thought of that he is the son of Dracula.
Yeah.
Although they've had
They won't
56 novels and they haven't answered that question. So yeah.
So it's 12,090. The Count says he's 10,000 years old, so he's created around 2000.
Yeah. So this guy's lived longer than the Count, and he ain't bored. So, once again, maybe the Count needs to get a hobby like this guy, killing vampires. That's worked out pretty well for him.
Yep.
I like it.
Now,
I just love
where
all
is
of
Dracula? I find that very interesting because she went to like pray to Dracula. So what's the deal there? What is Dracula actually like alive?
Nah, Van Helsing took him out. I think if I recall correctly, I talked to someone who had read some of these that D rebelled against his dad. That it wasn't a fond. Maybe he killed his dad. Who knows? That would
he's a vampire.
Yeah.
But I love his character has so many tendrils to it. Points on his cape.
He's very pointy
and his hat brim and his everything. So, and his hair
he's
always
got that Solomon Kane hat thing going. Yeah. His eye, he almost looks like Batman because he seems to be wearing a mask, but that's just shadows from his giant pointy hat. And the thing I really like about him is something that I'm going to sound like old man yelling at clouds, but let's bring back male characters that shut the flip up, And this guy is laconic to the point where, I mean, Clint Eastwood's The Man with No Name would be like, come on, say something. He doesn't. Why do these? The modern male action hero is a chatty Cathy.
Yeah.
Comes walking in, talks about blah, 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 gives away everything, tells you what he's going to do. No, be quiet. Shut up. As much as I love Star-Lord and everything.
Well, when he walks in and meets Doris is right away, are you the vampire hunter? What's your name? Are you the she just has this whole conversation with herself, and he's just looking at her for a long time. He doesn't answer anything.
Yeah. What's to be gained from spoiling everything? All
right. So then the left hand.
This still to this day.
Yeah, this is so funny.
Gets me. It's so weird. He has a symbiote, a parasite, something living in his left hand. It has its own personality. It can talk. It has superpowers. It's very helpful.
It can live if it's separated.
Yeah.
Lives.
Yeah.
And it does all the talking he doesn't do. This guy, if he didn't
it's like his
stick a glove on, he wouldn't shut up.
It's his id, obviously. Like you're using it as like that because he's like, you're attracted to her. Why are you denying your freaking? Yeah, it's totally. I love that. I like when they have like something that's like their id.
What a cool superpower!
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just one of those odd things the Japanese do in their stories and animes and stuff like that. That nobody cares if you think it's stupid or not, or if there's no reason behind it. It's just you just go with it. You just go with the story, and this is how it is. He's got a face on his left hand. You just go with it.
Now, did that kind of bring him back to life?
Yeah.
Basically,
He saved his purpose more than once.
Kind of important too.
So annoying, but you got to keep him around. I mean, you got to keep him around. He's on your hand. He actually had his hand cut off and it crawled back and stuck on. So it's like, well,
yeah, that's awesome.
He earned his kibbles or whatever it is. He keeps them around. Now I gotta say, I think I made a panel. I don't know where it is in the millions that I sent you, but this strongly reminded me of another character that came before Vampire Hunter D. Elric.
Something.
Yeah.
Elric. Michael Moore's Elric, who is a fascinating character. An albino from the time of like Conan or so, and sword and sorcery. He's not really a good guy. And he's got a talking sword. He's got a talking sword who is demonic. And every time he unsheaths it, he's got to claim some souls. I mean, Elric's a fascinating character who has never been made into a movie. But I don't know. I kind of got that vibe. I also got, for those more modern things, folks who are fans of Jim Butcher's Dresden Files. And if you're not, I highly recommend them. There's like 20 books and they're all fantastic.
Yes.
He's got sort of a little friend, Bob the Skull. And Bob is a human skull that is possessed by some kind of ghost or demon and helps him out and is kind of a smartass. And it's a great characterization. Those two things. I think if you like Vampire Hunter D, you'll probably love Dresden Files. And
did they have Bob the Skull in the Dresden Files show?
Yes and no. What a failure that was. Well cast, but okay, Bob the Skull, they didn't have the faith to do a skull, so they made Bob a ghost. They just hired a human actor to be a ghost. And it's like, a floating skull is not that difficult to pull off. I can do that. Give me some invisible thread. Jeez. That's probably why it only lasted a season.
I thought the show was really cute.
So you mentioned that it's Michael Moorcock.
Yeah.
I think you said Michael Mohr.
What did I say, Michael? Did I say Michael Mohr?
I thought that's what you said. Yeah.
No.
Elric is a documentary on Detroit.
Yeah. Jeez.
This is weird. Until Crystal started laughing, that pun never crossed my mind. Out of all the copies of that I sold, my son loved Elric series. She read them, but I never once thought Moorcock.
Oh. There goes
Crystal's my 12-year-old boy. I know. It's funny though. Come on.
Crystal's the 12-year-old boy.
I'll bet Mr. Michael. I'll bet Mr. Moorcock suffered a lot of humiliation on the playground and probably doesn't need to be reminded about that, Ms. Cleveland.
Well, I think it would be a lot easier to be a boy with that name than a girl. That'd be horrible, you know?
Sure. Yeah, actually, he probably bragged about it. Yeah.
I'd sort of be proud of that name.
Yeah.
And here's our female heroine, Doris.
The thing that bugged me about Doris is sometimes she felt like she was a 30-year-old, and sometimes she felt like she was a 13-year-old.
Yeah. And I think that was the point, but
so I couldn't make.
Hopefully not when
really
she was
stripping
stripping
pants. I noticed.
Yeah. What's even the point of wearing a skirt if it barely reaches your belly button? But and here's the thing. So this is the one thing about anime I could never really understand. This the stylized faces where the eyes are, calling them unnaturally large is an insult to the word unnaturally, and the tiny little noses and even tinier little mouths. So when every now and then they'll try to adapt an anime and there's a big uproar. It's like, why are they using white actors to play this Asian character? And that'd be the first time it ever even occurred to me that she was supposed to be Asian. What country in Asia is that? They don't look like any
blue eyes and
race
blonde
of human
hair.
being.
Yeah.
Yeah. Skin that's whiter than snow. I mean, they don't look like any race of humans.
Also, let's just even it's like it's ridiculous.
But
the thing is, they've made serious anime with people who have normal faces, like Wicked City, for instance. Most of the people in there don't have the huge eyes and everything. So
you're right, and that was, I mean, maybe that's one of the things that attracted me so much to Wicked City is that it didn't look.
Akira didn't have it.
If you get into some of the more cutesy anime. The stuff that's more romantic or appealing to girls or whatever, I swear to God, the eyes take up half of their face. They're bigger than, and it's like, oh, okay, this is way too much. But when we get to it, okay, this cat, look at the size of her mouth. Look at the size of what's her name, Malarka. She could not eat a pea. Yeah, she could not eat a single pea. She would choke to death on it, trying to shove it into that little tiny bit mouth there.
She can't breathe. She's too busy.
Well, it's a good thing she's a vampire.
Larmika.
Well, okay, so I'm guessing because wouldn't Larmaka be an anagram for Carmilla?
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they did. So Lee was named after Christopher Lee.
Sure.
Okay.
The last name.
Mm-hmm.
I thought there was some other ones in here, but I don't recall off the top of my head. Well, there's one we gotta mention when we get there. But anyway, yeah. So he meets her. She's got this little thing on her. She gets nailed by Count Magnus right at the beginning.
That awesome beginning.
You
She's
should
out.
define nailed.
Yeah, I was about to thank you, Chad.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Poor
Yeah.
choice of words.
What
maybe.
phrasing?
Bit.
Bit.
Only we don't know it. He kind of engulfs her in his cape, and then later when we see her meeting D, she's got a little throat piece,
right?
And she shows the marks,
which is pretty impressive considering when he opens his mouth, those teeth look like something a velociraptor would have. So he must have. But yeah, isn't that part of the legend? If a vampire, I mean, if he feeds, he's just killing you. But if he wants you for future stuff, it's usually like Dracula did that with Lucy. You progressively you keep biting them, and they get weaker. Then they're yours.
Okay, and who came up with the? Oh shoot, I got to look it up here. And I wrote this down. The time bewitching censer. The incense
the candle.
thing.
Yeah. What does censer mean exactly? I meant to look that up.
It's an incense holder. I did. Yeah.
Incense.
Oh,
There
like
we
one of
go.
those hanging ones, right? The censer.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
okay, that makes sense because I always, the things about vampires, they're so sensitive to anything with religious connotations. So I think I've actually played around with the idea of what would happen if you got one of those cool little swinging old school Latin Mass Catholic Church incense burners, which just about make you pass out. They will fill up a whole steeple full of smoke. What would a vampire do exposed to that? I bet it wouldn't be pretty.
Wouldn't
exploring.
be pretty. Well, here's Doris's little brother, Dan. That name seems out of place. Although Dan and Doris, I don't know what they're.
Yeah.
There's a lot of D's in this.
There are a lot of D's.
Yep.
Dan. He almost dies, but then the bad guy saves him because
he's
screwed
pissed.
over by the Count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is a cute picture, though, there where he's, I mean, look, the guy has no father figure at all. D walks into town, seems like he'd be a good stepdad and everything. And here he is, like, kind of like sitting with him, imitating him. I mean, that's kind of cool because D looks like, I'm guessing here, about 13 times his size. And
sits on the bench, imitates what he does. Yeah.
And yet has a smaller head. So, I don't know. Who knows? I think it's a mutant.
Yeah. Yes.
But he's a cool character. He doesn't just sit around and he does sit around and get kidnapped, but also he's shooting at mutants and pulls his weight around the farm.
He does. All righty. And then we have Count Magnus Lee.
He's a tough old son of a gun.
Mm-hmm.
Takes
a knife to the eye, and it's like, well, another
oh
day
yeah, I
ending in
love
Y.
when it pulls it out and then it just sucks back in. That was
Yeah.
funny. Yeah.
And there he gets really crazy when he gets wound up.
Mm-hmm. All red-eyed and toothy. I mean, I do like the idea. He's bored, and every 75 to 100 years has to take a bride. Probably goes through them pretty fast. You know.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
And of all the people we see in this movie, Doris is definitely the pick of the litter. But we don't see very many people here.
Oh, you know what? We don't. It's
that beginning. I gotta say, what made me fall in love with this movie, because at first I'm watching, it's like, okay, she's riding a horse, she's shooting a crazy eel monster, a werewolf shows up out of nowhere, but then all of a sudden we get lightning and just the outline of this giant vampire. And I think he's way bigger than he needs to be because I don't know, but just the way they did it, slowly coming out and then enveloping her and then just fade out Vampire Hunter D on the bottom with the music. And it's like, wow, that is a boss beginning.
Yeah.
I am hooked.
Well, it always looks like in the shot there, it's almost like Jackson Pollock type blood, like he's sprays of blood all around him.
Oh yeah, when these guys bleed, it's Shogun assassin blood.
That's a great shot. Now we get to
This
Ray. I forget his last name.
Ray the Mutant.
Ginsai. Ray Ginsai. Okay.
And
The mutant?
yeah.
Did he not talk?
No, he's a mutant. He's got the mutant power to
mutant.
warp time. Oh no, not a mute. Yeah.
I'm cutting that out.
Ah.
He's a mutant.
Mutant.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a pretty good scene. When I was watching the Japanese version, I thought it was cool. He stabs him and then the sword's going into him and he says, "Oh my God." That was like the one English phrase I got out of the whole movie. I'm like, oh, so that's something they say in Japan, I guess.
Yeah, he has time and space displacement. He has
good power.
Mm-hmm.
Useful power.
So when he stabs into him, it ends up going into D himself.
And he's that classic vampire trope of the guy who helps out the vampires and in return expects that they're going to make him immortal, and they don't give two shits about him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He does some crazy
cool fights. Cool fights.
There was. And he changed quite a bit too in different fights. That was interesting. He had some powers.
For all the good he did him.
And so he's the one that when he goes to the Count, like, hey, I've been doing your bidding for 50 years. And what's going on here? Why haven't you? And the Count just laughs at him and goes, 50 years? You think that's a long time?
Pshaw. I've taken shits that lasted longer than 50 years. Yeah. Worst boss ever.
And here's the Count's daughter, who's also a vampire, but it doesn't seem to know it and doesn't believe it either.
Yeah, it's funny how they are like, she's like, you're gutter blood.
Apparently, the Count has a taste for human.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. I mean,
you think she'd put two and two together? It's like, hey, Dad,
where's her mom?
Talk about Mom.
Like,
yeah,
I know. That's what I'm like. What the heck? That's not explained at all.
Now that bottom picture is that
that's from the it's just to show how they changed the concept and why. Can you imagine animating all that hair? No. So they just gave her a
receding hairline,
a 5 head, and slapped a little helmet of hair on her.
Feather cap or something or whatever.
But she's a cool character, and
she is. Yeah.
She's got that kind of tragic thing. I mean, at first she's just like the spoiled, I don't like Daddy's new girlfriend kind of thing, but then you start, and I imagine, you wonder why doesn't she know about her mom? But probably for the last however long she's been around, it's like, hey, Dad, what about Mom? Oh, it is too painful for me to talk about. Oh, it's like, Dad, why did you suddenly become Italian? Yeah, who knows? But yeah, she's all arrogant, and the fact that they call these vampires nobles is kind of cool.
Yeah. I am a noble. So then we have the town sleazeball.
This guy. So I feel like I've seen this guy in every anime movie ever. There's always that one, he's got the big hair and he's got
the jerk.
This is the distinguishing feature. An amazingly punchable face. You just cannot wait to see a fist go crashing into that schnoz right all over his little ascot.
I'm really wondering where they came up with the this name, because his last name is Roman, so his name is Greco-Roman.
Oh, that's funny.
I don't think they ever say it, but in the credits it says Mayor Roman, like his father is Mayor Roman, and I'm thinking, well, what's where's your brother? Ancient or something, It's like,
Greco-Roman. It's funny. Yeah, he's just the town jerk, but he's got the hots for Doris because understandable.
Because apparently everybody does. Like,
it's either Doris or those two jerks standing next to him at the top.
Right. Who again? Your classic bad gang. You got the one guy. He's big, dumb, but he's got a lot of muscle. So, and then the little wormy guy.
What are we going to do today, Greco? What are we going to do today?
Well, Greco's kind of a pretty boy, and these other two guys are obvious thugs. They're not like friends. They don't even. They're down dressing if they are.
No, they're his his enforcers. When he hears that somebody was making fun of his poofy pirate shirt, he sends them out to smack him around. Show him
it's a puffy shirt.
Yeah, so the puffy pirate. Yeah.
He steals the time bewitching censer or replaces the candle or something. I don't know with a fake one, and then it doesn't work on when Ray tries to use it on D. But it doesn't work all that. He thinks he's going to go kill the Count with it, but doesn't have much for the Count.
Your balls to go up against a super uber vampire with a candle, and you haven't even had a chance to really test it or
Here,
anything.
smell this.
I have one question. How did he survive the fall from that cliff he got thrown off of?
That poofy shirt is like an airbag.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, I'll buy it. I accept that.
Then we have, these are kind of my favorites. They were called the Midwich Medusas.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are
Crazy.
cool.
At first, I thought they were like the brides, from.
Yeah.
But then they
These
suddenly turn into
snakes.
snakes, and they start wrapping themselves around him and sucking away his life essence or whatever.
Sucking out all of his sensual, erotic life
Yeah.
essence. He can't
Yeah, that's
move.
okay.
A normal
But-
person would be dead by now.
No, but he
No.
is like, he's like a can of shaving cream. It's just more and more, where that
Can of shaving cream.
you can fill up the whole bathtub.
Dear God, what do we become here? I don't
Stuff-
even know.
I'm not. I even held back on the analogy I was going to use. But,
See, I'm thinking of innocent times. When I was a kid, I wanted to know, I figured, how does this work? Because it looks like Dad keeps using shaving cream and it never gets empty. So he got a new one, and I filled up just about the whole bathtub with it to see, and still marveling about, what was this, like a TARDIS or something? How do they fit it all in there? And then,
Yeah.
Dad came home and I'd completely wasted an entire new can of, Barbasol.
Yes.
I don't know what you guys were thinking of. Never mind.
Oh yeah, these are cool too. All these
yeah.
different little creatures.
Yeah, the ghost cat and the witch, and then just Jeremy.
I couldn't figure out what the heck was the deal with that. Was that like a snake creature or something at the beginning? But she's out on patrol in the middle of the night for some reason.
Lamprey like thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought when she shot it with her laser rifle that she like blew the head off it, but then boom,
blew the
it's
brains
fine
out,
and it
but-
grabs her.
Yeah, it kills
blew
the
the top
horse.
of it.
Erotic sexual essence came out, as Jeff calls it.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
started floating around.
Uncomfortable. Super
we saw it.
uncomfortable.
I saw it.
And then a werewolf shows up, and we never see him again.
No, that's true. Well, look at that. I like that center shot with the ghost cat where his silhouette with all the ghost cat is this long kind of smooth shaped thing, and he's got all these tendrils and pointy stuff.
Pointy.
That's
Yeah,
what yeah.
No, go ahead.
You're going to have to edit the hell out of this episode.
I mean,
It's long,
Really?
smooth, whatever.
Oh no, gee whiz. Wow, there's
Or put a warning on it before we.
put a
Oh,
warning.
geez.
send it
What's it
down.
going to be like when we do Yuritsuka Doji?
So then we have he's got a few shots of violence here.
I think is that Ree on his way out?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yep. Oh well, you screwed with the wrong.
Oh no, and there's
vampire.
the first the horse gets bit by the snake, and then the werewolf.
Yeah,
Her poor horse.
her poor horse. She seemed way more upset about that than just about anyone.
And why
else
did he have a
around,
cyber horse? That was kind of weird. Oh, this is a Model D4 or whatever it was,
the whole thing is weird. Well, it was set in the future, so
Right.
Sure,
right.
way in the future.
yes, that's what's kind of. I guess that explains everything.
After the nuclear.
Okay.
It's so far in the future, you would think that really at this point that we should all be back from the nuclear holocaust. I mean, Earth has
Sure.
had a time to heal, but and then why are all these magical why would nuclear holocaust create this world where
Haven't you
demons and
seen the
goblins-
50s science fiction movies?
I expect giant ants, but
Well, they could mutate too here.
golems.
Oh, apparently the name Count Magnus was also used by M.R. James. The sword, apparently this must be in the book. The sword that he carries is a grosse Messer, German for great knife.
That sounds
Well,
cool.
I guess if he's descended from Dracula, he would have a European influence. Yeah, I like how the blood goes. It's quite red. And,
The art
very-
is beautiful.
It is. It is.
Anybody seen Ninja Scroll?
That's a good one.
Mm-mm. Is it good?
Great,
Yeah.
great one.
I think that's from around the same time period of
Mhm.
all of these. The late 80s were a really cool time. And I'll tell you the one bad thing about this, because it's kind of like my exposure to science fiction was starting out with Ray Bradbury and Robert Heinlein, and it's pretty much all downhill from there. So I was sent these people. They sent me this, Akira, who would say it's Sora, Lum the Forever. Dirty Pair was pretty good. Space Cobra is fantastic. All of these really, really good late 80s anime. And you watch all that.
Go 13.
Go 13.
Professional.
You're just thinking, this is absolutely amazing. I'm going to watch nothing but this from now on.
Uh-oh.
Bill?
Did we lose him?
So it looks like his tailnet up and died.
Oh, no. Oh, we lost Bill. He's in the middle of a storm, so we're going to tidy up here. Any final comments on this movie?
I think people should see it. If you like any kind of anime or manga, you should see it. But it is a little confusing. So you're just going to have to draw, whatever conclusions you can. But I enjoyed it. And actually, I am going to watch the next one. So, yeah, that's what I say.
Same here. It's like I said, it's my favorite right after Akira. And I like a lot of anime from this time period. Appleseed, Go 13, like I said. It was just a great time for anime of different types of anime. And this one just happened to be horror, which was right up my alley. And it still is. This is legendary, this movie, I dare say. And it's just great. It's great.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, it's on Shudder. You got to check it out.
I enjoyed the heck out of it. And I did notice that the other movie, the what is it, Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Is on YouTube.
Okay.
Right now.
Cool.
It's not on any of the streaming channels for some reason or
That's
another.
awesome.
All right. That's it for Vampire Hunter D. But we do have some feedback.
Oh, cool.
And we
Yay.
don't have a lot of them, but they're pretty good. So
Oh, so you're saying the other ones are not usually good? Is that what you're trying to say?
no, I'm saying it's
Back him into the corner, Crystal.
it's quality. That's our viewers. Quality. All right. So the first one's on Silent Rage, the Chuck Norris flick, episode 287. And if you didn't see that one, you're going to have to go back. But this is actually kind of a recap of that. And I'm Chad. You want to take this one? This is from Dallas. Dallas for a while. Dallas Nostromo.
And so he decides to chime in on the Chuck Norris.
In a minute. Yeah.
Okay. Silent Rage, Dallas Nostromo says, "Dear Chuck Norris hating jackasses. I couldn't believe how many people you discriminated against in this episode. From anyone under 5'10", anyone who wears cowboy boots,
I wear
anyone, so do I sometimes. Anyone who is under 5'10" and wears cowboy boots, anyone who puts their feet on tables, ZZ Top, Triple H, people who like chicken thighs more than steak, people who throw their steak in the sand, and people who enter movie theaters using the wrong door. Man, you people are very judgmental and just plain sick. Yeah, you know what, Dallas? F all those people you mentioned.
Yeah.
F all of them. All of them. They got no reason to be on the planet Earth. However, I do have to agree with Bill that I'd give this film a 6 out of 10, as it's no masterpiece, but still enjoyable. I also reluctantly have to agree with Chad that when I first saw this film, I remember feeling it should have been titled Chuck Norris versus Michael Myers. Yes, very much.
No.
Anyway, just wanted to remind you that you're all creeps, and I love listening to you. Love, Dallas.
Love you, Dallas. Thanks for dropping in. We get some people who are kind of regular commenters don't comment for a while, and I just always wonder.
Are they okay?
What the heck? Is everything okay?
Well, he came back with a good one. He
did. That's a great one. That's great. One of my favorites. All right. Episode 288, Necromantic, Crystal from Scott Wells.
This is certainly a film. I've seen it once, and like blood-sucking freaks, once was more than enough. I actually prefer this one to that one, which is kind of like saying you prefer spending more time on a bed of nails than on the rack. But yeah, I do think a bed of nails would be better than the rack. The rack
would be
seems
kind of like
horrible.
that.
And I missed this one, but let me say I hate this movie worse than I hate Chuck Norris.
I think I chimed in for you.
Okay.
Or Crystal did too. Yeah, he hates
No,
it.
I think you did. Yeah, I think you did too. I think you said he hated it, and he hated us for picking it. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
he didn't actually say that part.
And then we have a short one from Thunderhead Jones. Chad.
Oh, gee, who's what?
This asshole. Okay. Thunderhead Jones says, the feel-good movie of the year, quote, by Ed Gein.
Was he a necrophilia?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I didn't know if he was like
very, very much so.
That is. Oh yeah.
Watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not gonna tell you to watch anything anyway.
Yeah.
The feel-good movie of the year, even though he was dead for like 30 years before this movie came out.
Oh,
you should have put Ed Gein's Zombie Thunderhead.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks, folks. We love feedback. Thank you, Dallas. Great to hear from you again, buddy.
Yes.
And Scott too. Scott has guest hosted a couple of times.
Yeah.
And Thunderhead Jones, who always has something pithy to say.
Better not ever show his face around here. That's all I gotta say.
There's plenty of ways to send feedback to us. You could make comments on the Gruesome Magazine YouTube channel, or you could send an email to feedback@gruesomemagazine.com. Yes. And we love them. We read them, we discuss them, and we enjoy the heck out of it. So if you haven't ever written in, just drop us a line. Doesn't have to be a long one. Tell us a story about when you saw the movie we're talking about, or whatever. Those are always fun. That's it for this episode, but every 2 weeks we'll be focusing on a specific film released between 1980 and 1989. Next up, we tackle one chosen by me.
Hefe.
Yep.
The McPherson tape from 1989. So there's kind of a story behind this.
We should tell it then.
Yeah.
Okay. But this is one of the earliest found footage films. It's earlier than Man Bites Dog. Cannibal Holocaust comes before that, but I still kind of question whether that's all found footage or not. But anyway.
Well, to be a found footage film, it doesn't have to be all found footage. That's just I don't understand. That's fallacy. Yeah, as long as it's been most of it is found footage in Cannibal Holocaust. Like there's only little parts of it that aren't.
So this is not too long. It's about an hour, and it's an alien invasion caught on home video tape.
I'm excited about this.
All righty. So check us out with that, and we will have a guest with us on that one who did one of the commentaries.
Woohoo!
Yay!
And is kind of a found footage film expert.
Yay!
So catch us again here in 2 weeks for another great horror movie of the 1980s, as only decades of horror can do it.
And thanks, Patreons.
Thank you, Patreons. Yes. And we're back on schedule. This one's only a day late.
That's not too bad.
But we'll get this out tomorrow to Patreon. So if you're a Patreon member, you'll get Decades of Horror usually the day after we record them. Otherwise, you'd have to wait till it goes public, which is around 10 days to 2 weeks after we record them.
We appreciate you guys.
And we did Decades of Horror 70s did a whole series on Kolchak. We did an episode for every episode of the show.
Yep.
And that is only available on Patreon. So you can check those out there. Share with your friends too. Like
and subscribe if you like this show. Like and subscribe. I swear it gets better than this.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Grue Believers. Thank you, Chad, Crystal. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you.
Wherever you are.
Yeah.
Say goodnight.
Good night.
Good night.